Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alissa Coram, and I'm joined by Ken Shreve, and it was another green day in the market to cap off the week, if you can believe it. Ken, happy Friday. Go ahead and give us a rundown of the stocks that we're going to be analyzing.
Well, third straight record closing high for the Nasdaq, 8 gains in 9 sessions, up more than right around 4% for the week. And take a look at some big movers in the stock market, including Domino's Pizza and Netflix.
All right. Well, first, let's take a look at those major indexes. This is the chart of the S&P. We do typically look at the Nasdaq, which Ken mentioned, hitting another high today, up about 0.7 for the session. The S&P 500 here up 1% for the day. The Dow up 1.4%. And what are your thoughts here on the S&P 500, Ken? Because it's not at the same, pace, I guess, that you could say that the Nasdaq has been, but it's shaping up here.
It is shaping up, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. You know, the Nasdaq was up 0.7%. The S&P 500 managed a gain of around 1%. But this is a nice little technical setup taking shape here for the S&P 500, sitting just below the 3,200 level, and you can see that recent high of 3,233. So I would call this index a breakout candidate. Of course, the Nasdaq has been hitting new highs. So still think there might be some, yellow flags out there. We've been talking about the fact that the Nasdaq is close to the top of an upper channel line, but like the setup for the S&P 500 here.
Yep, and here's just another look at Nasdaq, now over the 10,500 mark, if you can believe it. And first, let's take a look at Domino's Pizza, ticker DPZ. A nice gain today of about 3.3%, Ken. And this is one of our long-term leaders, and its biggest upside gain in from what the looks of it in quite a while.
Yeah, really solid gain today. This one has been kind of putting us to sleep a little bit in the leaderboard portfolio, but you can see a good strong move, hit a new all-time high today. They actually report earnings next week on Thursday, so this is a pre-earnings move. You can see it's, the stock has been really moving sideways kind of in choppy fashion, so that's hurt its relative strength line. Relative strength line is starting to trend higher, but still pretty far off highs, so that's a little bit of a negative in terms of its technical picture, but we're going to be watching closely to hear what Domino's has to say next week. They are expected to produce an 11% increase in revenue during a time where COVID has hurt a lot of companies' earnings, so maybe the results could be okay here.
Yeah, and this one, when it tried to break out of this flat base here, like you said, it was putting us to sleep, really struggled a little bit, fell over 5% from that level. Now, I guess you could say that it could be actionable, but with earnings just right around the corner, that's not really the time that you want to be buying a stock outright right before that earnings report.
Yeah, I mean, there could be some earnings volatility, and you can see it's past 6 or 7 price gains. There really hasn't been a whole lot of volume behind the movement during its recent rally, but it was good to see this one come back to life. And again, we'll see what the results look like next week.
Exactly. That could be a catalyst that the stock needs next week. All right. Also, with earnings around the corner, we have Netflix, a huge gain today for the video streaming giant, up over 8%, massive volume here with earnings right around the corner. And during this rally, Netflix has presented quite a few buying opportunities for investors.
Yeah, in fact, we added Netflix to the leaderboard portfolio pretty much right around the time the Nasdaq followed through, all the way back, in early April. So this has been definitely been a big winner for us. But it is an example. I mean, with the Nasdaq running up as much as it has, there are so many extended stocks out there that have gone way past proper buy zones. So this is just a reminder to people not to chase stocks that have run up well past proper buy points. Netflix last entry was at that 458.97 pivot right there. You can see it came down to its 50-day moving average and then resumed its uptrend. But shares were strong today after Goldman Sachs significantly raised its price target to 670 from 540. And Netflix actually reports earnings on the same day as Domino's next week. Domino's is Thursday before the open, and Netflix is Thursday after the market close.
All right, two to watch for earnings next week. And also let's check in on our stock of the day today, One Life Healthcare ONEM, hitting a new high for that RS line as it tried to break out over the 42 level, a little bit of resistance there, but a gain of about 3.8% nonetheless today.
Yeah, closed in the bottom half of its range, but you know, again, up 3.8%. You can see volume picked up to above average. This is stock's gotten a lot of attention on IBD Live in recent days. Some panelists have brought it up, and then some of our viewers have been asking about it. So this is you can see a newer company, still in the early stages of business. An example of a company that's not profitable yet, but shows pretty good sales growth, revenue growth in recent quarters. One Life Healthcare operates basically a membership-based primary care platform. So it definitely has that new going on that's fueling nice revenue growth. And, you know, like the look of this stock technically could take a while to break out here, but definitely like the stock's relative strength.
Yes, relative strength looking nice there. All right, everyone, that caps off another week. Thank you for joining us. And you can be sure that the conversation will continue Monday morning right on over at IBD Live, our daily morning live stream where our experts are sharing their screens, breaking down actionable stocks, and a lot of education along the way as well, Kim. Just a lot of great content over there on IBD Live each morning.
Yeah, I mean, IBD Live is a lot of great information, and we'll be back at it bright and early on Monday.
That we will. So we hope you join us at investors.com/IBD Live. That's where you can find all the details. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you right back here next week.